Hey everyone, Jordan here with 9 to 5 Toys. Pac-Man's 40th birthday is coming up. So to celebrate, we're going to take a look at a couple small Pac-Man collectibles. First up are two arcade versions of little miniature replicas of Pac-Man made by Super Impulse. One is in their tiny arcade line and the other one is a tabletop Pac-Man game we're going to take a look at. And then also we have another mashup with another old classic favorite, the Tamagotchi. So let's check them out. Thanks for watching 9 to 5 Toys. Be sure to like, subscribe, and enable notifications with the bell icon so you don't miss any upcoming videos. If you're into tech or gaming, then you probably know who Pac-Man is, and you've probably played, at least one of the various ports or conversions that's been out there for a long time. So the first one we're going to take a look at here might be the most recognizable or memorable version of the game, which is the classic arcade. And Super Impulse has put this into a miniature version, and it's available for $20. It's so small, it even has a little keychain on the back, I guess, if you wanted to take it with you, though. It'd be pretty cumbersome to take with you on the go, but it's kind of neat that it has a keychain option. While some changes to scale were inevitable because of the tiny arcade design, it is still a great replica. Measuring just 3 inches tall, it's very portable or easy to find a home in a collection. Upon getting the cabinet out of the box, it is in a demo mode, and when any button is pressed, the arcade comes to life and starts a game. To enter the normal mode, toggle the power switch off and then back on again. In normal mode, when the power is turned on, you push any button and it'll wake up. And then it will go into a menu. It'll start playing a little bit of a demo if you don't start a game right away. But if you want to start a game, the 2 buttons over here on the right will start a game. After about 20 seconds of inactivity, the cabinet will turn off by itself. They also suggest just flipping the power switch to turn it off when you're done, just to save battery life. Speaking of batteries, it comes with 3 AAA batteries in the back compartment here. I'm going to turn it off here so it doesn't turn on when I push any of the buttons, but input is very simple with the joystick. Obviously, you have the up, down, left, and right. There's a nice tactile click whenever you push one of those. Same with the buttons over here on the right. You can obviously tell when those are being pressed. Because the joystick is so small, I occasionally accidentally bumped it the wrong way. But other than that, all of the input felt really great. It made it really easy to play. It's a 1-inch screen, so pretty small, but it still is very playable for me, even in that small screen. My only critique of this $20 miniature arcade cabinet is the audio. I'd love to be able to turn it down with a volume dial. Alright, so now let's take another quick look at the other version from Super Impulse. This is the Tiny Arcade Tabletop Edition, which is available for $21.60, so still very affordable if you want to add this little Pac-Man piece to your collection. It functions very similarly to the arcade cabinet. There's the power toggle here on the bottom. You just flip that to turn it on to start everything up, and then it has the joystick with the 4 directions, and then the 2 buttons over here on the right. It looks like it has the exact same screen as what's on the Tiny Arcade, so you can expect, that same kind of resolution and playability within that. The miniature replica is covered with some nice details, like protectors on the corners and a legend next to the buttons for what the different ghosts are. The legs down here can be removed, I guess if you want a smaller version of it, just to sit on the tabletop like that. It might be a little bit easier to play without those. And this also runs on 3 AAA batteries, just like the arcade cabinet. And like we said, it functions pretty much identically to the arcade cabinet, so you would flip the switch in the back. You push the first button here to start a game and then just use the joystick to control yourself around. So the last piece we're going to talk about is a mashup with another, I guess kind of retro tech at this point, but it's a Tamagotchi. There have been a couple different versions of Tamagotchi that came out, but I believe that this is kind of similar to the original with the 3 buttons down here on the bottom, and you can see the little creature dancing around inside of there. The Tamagotchi is also available for $20. There are 2 different color variations. We have the black maze here, but then there's also a yellow maze. And I think there are a couple different editions that come with a little toy Pac-Man as well. So 3 different buttons down here. This first one kind of enters a menu where you can select to either feed your Tamagotchi or play some of the mini games. The middle button is kind of like your select button when you're in this menu, so you can select to choose 2 of the different foods. You can either feed him rice or you can feed him Pac-Man's favorite, cherries. And the third button kind of acts as a back button, so you'd push that to exit the menus and go back. That's also how you check on your Tamagotchi to see how they're doing. Oh, and there's a ghost following this one. So when there's a ghost, that's where Pac-Man comes in. You can use Pac-Man to chase away the ghost by pushing the first button. So he'll go through and chase away the ghost and make your Tamagotchi happy again. And then there are also a couple mini games that you can play. The first game has 3 different lanes where you can eat dots and avoid ghosts. And the second game, you can use the 3 buttons to go up, left, or right, and eat the dots and try to avoid the ghosts. I think if you eat 3 ghosts, then you'll be kicked back and that'll be the end of the game. So if you're into both Pac-Man and Tamagotchi, then I mean this is a fun way to commemorate that. And obviously it has the keychain, so you can take it with you everywhere if you want to take care of your little pet. And I think there are 7 different forms that it can take, and then they say there's a secret form that'll take after that. So I haven't gotten that far. I've only had this open for a couple days, but that'll be interesting to see what it comes of it. So wrapping up here, if you've been a fan of Pac-Man or just collect retro tech, retro-inspired tech, this might be a fun way to add some Pac-Man to your collection. So if you or someone you know collects Pac-Man or retro games, then getting one of these 40th birthday pieces would be a great addition. So what do you think of these miniature Pac-Man themed games? Let us know in the comments below. Thanks for watching! If you enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up and consider subscribing. This is Jordan with 9to5 Toys.